Hi, my name is Ashley Heitzman, and this is my STEM project. This is my daughter, Kiana. This is home preschool. The activity that we're doing today is using our sense of smell. The domain address is going to be scientific inquiry and discovery, and the objective is that the child will be able to identify their sense of smell from the 4 other senses. So this first activity, we are going to explore 8 different spices, seasonings. We have cocoa, cinnamon, garlic, pepper, curry, onion, Spanish paprika, and nutmeg. So if I were in my classroom with my children, I would ask them to smell them and explore them. As we are smelling them and discussing them, I'm going to have Kiana place a little bit of each one of these onto a styrofoam plate, because there's an activity that we're going to do along with this. So as we go through each of the spices, just sprinkle a little bit on your paper and then set it to the on your plate and set it off to the side. Go ahead and smell it. Do you know what that smell is?
Almost like
What is it?
garlic.
What do we use garlic in?
Chicken.
Chicken? Alright, go ahead and sprinkle some on your plate. These. Should have got some coffee beans. Clear your sinuses. That doesn't look like it's a good smell. Is it a good smell? What does it smell like?
Feet.
Do you know what it is?
Onions.
Onions? Go ahead and sprinkle some on your plate. Alright, go ahead and smell that one. Is that a smell you're familiar with?
Smells like tea tree oil.
Tea tree oil. That's not an answer that our preschoolers would give us.
No.
No? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's nutmeg. Do you know, do we put nutmeg in anything?
No.
No, we don't use nutmeg in our house. What is that one?
Smells like chocolate.
Chocolate? That is cocoa.
Smells good.
What is cocoa in?
Hot chocolate and chocolate.
You're gonna sing the hot chocolate song? What about this one?
Like sand.
What does it smell like? Can you describe it?
Like spicy mustard.
Spicy mustard. Do you think we've ever used that here at the house?
Yes.
Yes? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's curry. What do you eat curry on?
Chicken.
Chicken. Why do you cough?
Spicy?
It's spicy. What do you think it is?
That's pepper.
It's pepper. It is pepper. Let's do this one.
It's weird.
Is this something you smelled before?
No.
No. What does it look like?
Sand.
Sand? What do you think we would put it in?
Tacos.
Tacos? So what kind of smell does it have?
Almost smells like a tortilla.
Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
It's Spanish paprika.
Smells good.
Smells good? Is it something you would eat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and the last one. Do you know what that is?
That's cinnamon in.
Cinnamon. What do we use cinnamon in?
Cookies.
Cookies? Does it remind you of a specific holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas? Alright, so now I'm going to give you a piece of paper and you're going to add water to your spices and see what happens. What do you think is going to happen?
It's gonna make paint.
It's going to make paint?
Make paint.
Is it going to stay in that? Is it going to stay just like that?
No.
What's going to happen to it?
It's gonna dissolve in the water.
Okay. Do you think the spices are going to still be as strong?
No.
Like as they're added to the water, do you think their smell's going to be just as strong as it was once the water dries?
Maybe.
Maybe. When the children are painting with the spices, it is creativity. Also, they're using their motor skills to use the brush. This is Picasso. What's happening there with the pepper?
It's not sticking to the paper.
It doesn't do the same thing that the other spices do, does it?
No.
So it's more of a solid? Doesn't dissolve? What about the onions and the garlic?
Those aren't gonna do nothing.
They're not gonna do anything? They won't dissolve at all? No. Make mistakes. With this activity, I would actually have the preschoolers finish painting it, put them on the drying rack so they could all dry individually. And then afterwards, we would go back and smell the paintings to see if, you know, the different spices did keep their smell. And then we would probably end up making a chart so they could see what spices kept their smell, what spices we couldn't paint with, because obviously we're not going to be able to paint with the garlic and the onions because they don't dissolve in the water. What happens when you use more water on each of the spices?
The color gets stronger.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that happens?
Because it's dissolving more and the color and the spices coming out.
Good job. What are those?
Mountains.
Mountains? Alright, when you're finished with your mountains, you want to show the people you're painting, and then we'll move on to our next activity. And there's her finished painting. Alright, so for the follow-up activity to this is the children now know what each of the spices are, but they don't necessarily know where the spices come from. So I have printed out pictures, and there's even a bonus picture in here, of each of the spices in their original form. So I'm gonna set all those out. We'll see if she can match them up to their original form. So we'll start with cinnamon. Where do you think cinnamon comes from? Cinnamon's a plant? Alright, so which one of these pictures do you think?
Um,
Okay. Good job. What about nutmeg? Good job. And the garlic. She knows this one because we cook with it here. What about curry? And cocoa. Good job. Onions. And I have a question about the onions. Do you think that each of these are all different onions in this picture? Do you think that they taste the same? Or do you think that they taste different?
probably tastes different.
Taste different. Do we cook with onions here at the house?
Yes.
Yes. What about pepper? Does pepper always look, do we think that pepper always looks like this? Good job. And we have the Spanish paprika. And there's 2 pictures left. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's 2 pictures left. Does that picture surprise you? That that's what it looks like?
Yes.
Here, show it to the camera. She's confused. Paprika does come from peppers, and those are actually the peppers drying in their original form. So what is this last one?
A stick.
What comes in stick form?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Very good. And she was able to get the trick picture as well. So that concludes my activities. In order to transition them away from their activities, we would be getting ready to go outside, and I would ask them to, as they line up, tell me what their favorite spice was and hang up their smocks and go ahead and get in line.